Okay, I'm going to start with my final CC playthrough. We're now down to finals, so really every course that's got here is generally pretty good. It might well take a little less time than some of the others. This one's by BS Petty 24, who recommends white tees in default settings with the exception of very firm terrain. Cool. So I've played this one a couple of times already, and yeah, kind of know what to expect when we're going in. It's a really cool little screenshot, shows you all the good stuff that's done with farmland up top, these really nice little bunkers, and just very open linksy feel. So as ever usual, let's change course conditions, terrain very firm because it's bugged, and yeah, we can play off the whites, and I've been doing pin, oh, you say white tees, didn't you? And pin 2. Check that. CC white tees. Got it. Yeah, so Brian's done a ton of courses. Cypress Dunes did really well in last year's major. Old Rocky Top did less well in last year's CC, unfortunately. Damn good course though. Pastimes recently, yeah, just Oakley Dunes, a load of really good ones. We'll just have a little look and a playthrough. As ever, all of these kind of thoughts are really my personal take looking at the course. At this stage, a lot of it kind of comes down to choices. So it's, do those choices work for me? And a lot of the feedback will be stuff that you either agree with or not, and that's all fine. So we just had 2K, kind of the preview streams and stuff yesterday as well, and this Highlands backdrop will look so much better. Really cool opener for par 4, showing off those bunkers right from the start. Now, you're probably going to get some comments on this from different people, or people will be expecting that guys tear this apart. I really like the way you've done the bunker textures and splining them in so that it's going to bowl down and roll in, and the way you blended light rough in one side and out the other. It's really cool. It's technically very good, even though it's not necessarily something people are used to seeing. I like the variable width of light rough. We got some squiggly lines, quite a few, and I think you know that. And probably don't care. Off master clubs, okay. I feel like you've done the tees really well, because I've played this from the blues before as well, and this bunker is more of a bounce and roll in hazard, whereas now it's kind of a carry hazard. But in this wind, we should be able to shoot all the way through. Green sight's great. I mean, we'll get the biggest nitpick, as you'll well be aware, is just kind of the lack of planting. I don't know whether it is or not. The bushes look auto-gem. I don't think they are, because they're sunken in actually. But they do look it. It's a little bit scrappy. I don't know. I just think you can do a little bit more. And if we're going kind of really deep in this contest, which you are, I think that's one of the things that would hold you back. Sightline's pretty good off this tee. It's a little less good in that you can't see the final bunker. See how we go. I really like this in that also you've got different ways you could approach this. I'd probably rather be slightly off the right coming into this pin, but there's an argument for coming in from the left as well, and you're hitting straight down the green rather than hitting into but you could hit into the backstop. I found these greens were really good in that they gave you a ton of options as to how you hit at them. It wasn't just this is how you get to this pin, which I know personally I kind of fall into that trap. I really like the dunes you've done as well, and the grass isn't all multi-planted, it works quite nicely. I kind of said the same thing with Ranfurly, like the look you've gone for, I think you've done it really nicely. It's one of those where if we're going for potentially winning a contest, is the planting enough? I don't hate it, but it's not wowing me in the way that some of the other courses will. I really like the move, more than I think about it, I really like the move of specifying the white tees for CC, because that's difficult to manage well, having a different set for all other tools. I absolutely love this green site. The little skyline green on the approach. I'm worried that I'm going to be able to carry it a bit too far. Certainly when the pin's front, you get this brilliant skyline approach. Dunes on the right, great. Okay, so driver puts us right in the bottleneck. Ah, I love the flag peeping round. So really we want to go about here somewhere? This is a really fun hole. Just all done by that dune and the green site. Okay, we get a little close up of these bunkers now, which is great. I mean, so I've also had on one of my playtests, I didn't think I'd catch it in a video, I've been landing in between them and hitting out, and it's actually still not too much of a problem. This is really creative and it's done very, very well. I like it a lot. Okay. I think I needed the first. Cool ocean view. Ooh. There's a shot. Whoops. I kind of started thinking about something else. That's fine. Yeah, I don't mind the scraggly planting. I feel like areas like this need a bit more. Like just a couple of big bushes really sunken down. Or those trees, you've kind of used a few more of them. I know it's naturally a bit of a barren look that we're going for, or like that style of course. Ooh, this is going to be fun off a tee setup. I wonder if I can reach it. Because this is normally a 3-shotter. Great wind, really well placed bunkers here, which people might have an issue with. I can see why people would argue that these are blind bunkers. The reason those are really there is to stop you just bounding it down the hill, and in real life it would stick up there. So I like that you've done these, and I think they're done nicely. The bunker on the corner is a great aiming point. I don't love this one being blind as much. Where are we going to get to? Those two on the other side are really making me think, and will work in different winds. This just works really well. I'm going to go to about there. Might not get there in this wind, but I can see how. Oof. I can see how this would be gettable. Yeah, we're going to be laying up. Yeah, as much as I like the blindness on the first shot and hitting over the dune, I don't like it as much, anywhere near as much on the second. Because there's no real guide other than you're just hitting over this, and then you've got bunkers in play. And I also think this is a really good approach. Like, I'd want to be showing that off with those bunkers and the lion's mouth that you've got here, which is really well done. Yeah. You may disagree, I don't think that blindness really works. And it's fine because we've got the scout cam, but now I've played this green on different positions and I really like it. I think these two little mounds at the back are a really nice addition to the bunker at the front. It just all complements itself pretty nicely. Come on, wind, sit it down. I mean, my main takeaway from playing the course a couple of times is just it's really fun to play. I'm thinking about, it helps that we've got wind, but I'm thinking about all of my shots. Oh, Jesus. Huh. Putting has not been great. But you really have to think about each shot and where you're putting it. And you can see from the 2 lapses of concentration I've had, I've lost 2 shots probably. Yeah. Whoops. I do like that big dune looking back. And it's just maybe there's a better way of traversing the blindness. Maybe you don't put the bunkers in the landing zone as much. Yeah, I'm not sure. This hole's great for showing off the work you've done in the background, which, for all that you haven't done kind of the big planting on here, that is a really cool kind of custom backdrop. And really authentic as well. I'd have just loved to see a little bit more planting. Sink the oak trees down you've used somewhere else. Probably one more club actually. No, don't you dare stay there. Again, I'm going to point it out because some people will assume that there's stuff wrong with this. This little transition here where it's coming in at 90 degrees, absolutely fine. You see that in real life. I can see why going into a green you wouldn't want to do it, but into a bunker I think is a bit different. I'm completely okay with that, because really what it's doing is you're mowing it up to the bunker so that it funnels in. Could it be done a little bit neater? Yeah, but I don't think it matters. I think it's fine. Tricky little putt. Come on, keep going, keep going. You know what, they're not easy greens if you put yourself just above them. 160 is also a really good speed for them. And I think the undulations are done really nicely on the greens as well. Not a whole lot to nitpick so far. I think still 2 is the hole that I will remember for that approach the most. The others have all been good, but they haven't been kind of knockout good, if that makes sense. Like, they're really good golfing holes, but they haven't quite had that wow moment that 2 had. And I think that's really probably my main critique on this course. I love it, I really enjoy playing it. It's aren't quite, and it's done really well. And I think the planting would go a long way towards doing that. Or, and I know you're a big fan of this lighting, if we'd had more lighting, you'd be able to see more of the undulations. That might help. But I understand the decisions. It's like I said at the start, a lot of it's choices. Another good tee shot. Setting it up for this tee and the back tee is really well done. Another really good green site. Oh yeah, light rough. Whoops. And an upslope. Yeah, I don't think there's a ton more to... I'm obviously going to play through all the holes, but I don't think there's a ton more to wrap up. I feel like I'm going to say the same sorts of things again and again. I do, yeah, probably come back to that thought in a bit. Really like this bunker down here. I think that works very nicely, and the runoff here. This is a cool green site on a bit of land that isn't necessarily the most natural green site. So this is the same as the blue tee, which again I really like because this gives pro clubbers, it's a great tee for. Masters, I mean, probably okay in this wind, but yeah, we're fine. But we're taking that bunker on a lot. So I like you've kept some of them the same as well. It just shows a lot of thought. Might need to go a little bit. This being stroking next one surprises me. Because I think a lot of the slopes on this work well together as well. So you've got that kicker to a back right pin, which I've played, and that might be pin 4? Can't remember. Low key one, I really like the flag colour. Like, there are some courses you see and it doesn't quite work. I think on this, obviously the Irish connection, but works really nicely. Oh, an awful putting line. And we go over par on a CC course. Well done, Ben. Yeah. Oh well, it happens. 7's one that stuck with me. Again, I don't think it's a coincidence that it's a skyline green. You bring the ocean in, and I guess one of my other critiques on this course, which is very much a choice, I believe you made a conscious decision to not use the ocean as the crutch and kind of not overuse it. I do wish you'd given us a bit more of it. Is this the same too, or is this one a little bit up? So this one's a little bit up, which makes this more reachable, which I am all for this pin as well. Yeah, you can go at it. Oh, pushed it a touch. Get lucky. Hoping I've got a little bit of a backstop. Yeah, but I can see how for different pins I might attack that a touch differently. Let me zoom out a bit more. There we go, full shot. Okay. I think I'd have liked to see maybe wrap the fairway a bit more around this side. Give me a bit more fairway over here, and maybe I'm contemplating laying up a touch more. I'm not sure that many people, like if your driver's landing zone is about there, well, it's kind of the same here. It's actually even shorter here. Here you're potentially running into that bunker, or that bunker if you're trying to hit over, or just land over here. So in many ways I kind of feel hitting driver to there, or maybe we're risking landing in that one or landing in that one. But rollout wise, we're only going forward. I guess it depends on different winds, but I feel if you'd given me a bit more fairway over here, but obviously potentially a worse angle, or you lose this bunker and give more fairway up here, but a hanging lie pushing you towards a green that's got a running away from you, that could be a nice option you give. I don't really, unlike a number of drive ball par fours, I didn't really feel there was an incentive to lay up, actually. Not unlike many drive ball par fours. I think many drive ball par fours suffer from the same kind of issue. But I'd have liked a bit more of a red light. And in this case, it's not because I thought I could get to I could hit the green. I'd driven it because I didn't really feel there was a more profitable layup. Hopefully that first little bead doesn't do anything. All good. Again, love the backdrop that we've got, and that works nicely. So we hit the ocean, and we do kind of see it out over here. And I wouldn't necessarily want you to, I definitely wouldn't want you to suddenly put holes along the beach. For the vision you've got, I don't think that fits. But I think we could have worked in a couple more skyline greens or overlooking, or come back to this point maybe once more. I'd be interested as to whether you could have run where this tee goes. Could we run another hole up here? I mean, obviously, it would require you to lose something, so it's then a question of which hole don't you like as much. Just feel if you've got an oceanside course, that's probably going to be your first go-to. But I appreciate the restraint in using the ocean, because a lot of people would have, probably myself included, would have just chucked as many holes on the coastline as possible. And yeah, I'm not suggesting do that, but I think we could have a couple more overlooking it, because that look is golden. Right, well, at least we're back to even, and a par 5. I remember this one. Oh, I thought the bunkering on this hole was really nicely done. I do think you could have given us a bit more width, particularly at CC, because I'm basically forced to hitting a tiny gap, potentially running through. I don't know where you'd put the width. Just felt that the shoot down here, it's a good look. I think it could be widened 5-10 yards. Might be okay. Nice. I'm interested by the decision to have some that are with the hedges and some that are not. I mean, obviously it's fine, you don't always get the pots, but intrigued as to why some do and why some, not why some do and why some don't, but more why you chose some and not others. Like, what was the reasoning, I guess. 210. Oh, this is going to be long. Do I want to be long? Long is okay. Oh, way long. Didn't want to be that long. Well, at least we got a bit of a backstop. And we get the very fast. Again, really fun green site, and I like the way you've angled it and put the two little bunkers in front. That slope, meaning you can play long a little bit. I mean, do it better than I did, but I think it works really well. I also like that you've not gone with you've gone with a smaller green for a par 5, because hey, you can potentially reach it in 2, and I think that works really well as well. Just really don't have a ton to. There's a load of stuff I appreciate here. I don't have a ton to nitpick on. This is another good looking hole, and I like that you see so many different holes from this one. Again, I'll kind of come back to it, but if you pop a bit more planting here, separating here, just fill it out a little bit more, I think this takes on a very different view. And again, you're aware of this, but if only we got fescue and you're able to put that between them, then that makes it a very different, or you get a different hydral grass. Makes it a very different course style. I did love this green. I thought this one was really well done. So for this pin, well, we want to be on the right, I guess. Kind of like to have a full wedge in if I can. .250 I think is okay. Yeah, that should be good. I think one of the things I really appreciate about this hole as well is it's a short four where you can hit driver and try to take on that bunker. You can lay back there, you can lay back there. It's one where there's a ton of options without looking like there's a ton of options, which I really appreciate. Oh, bad putt again. Not been playing this game as much recently other than judging, so we're a little bit rusty. But yeah, fun, really strategic hole. Okay, another short par 4. It's a fun little run. A real scoring stretch if you've got par 5, short 4, short 4. And we are even through to them. Another great little green site. Oh, tempting, isn't it? Guess what's the gain? Well, we've got that slope to Funlet, so I definitely don't want to be coming in from this side. But different pins would I want to? Probably. Can use that shoulder there. If it's front right, maybe. Huh. I think we go for it. I think with this one I don't mind so much being in the bunkers. Great view off the tee. And ooh, we're over. Tell you what, fully lofted, fast man maybe getting there. Spin and kick a little right. Lovely. Love using that slope. Again, really nice, fun short 4. And I do like the scoring stretch on CC, where you've got 3, 5, short 4. Works well. Maybe one too many short 4s in a row. Then again, I do love the green site, and I think they're all individually really, that's kind of where I'm coming down to on this, they're individually really good short 4s. It's maybe one too many in a row. Got 3 short 4s on the back of a par 5. But you can definitely create a run, and if it hasn't been on CCA where you occasionally get those stretches where you can't get anything to drop, suddenly having 3 wedges in a row is quite a lot of fun. Yeah, so the higher I go, better luck I'm going to get in. Oh, that needs some help. Okay, take that. I think that the main defence on the course is kind of the greens, but actually no, that's not even true. Personally, I'm finding the greens tricky today, but they're really well done. Oh, I'm just overhitting every cut. So from that scoring stretch, we are 1 under. Excellent work. And another par 5. Oh, but this one's a proper 3-shotter off the backs. Wonder whether it is on this. Get over. So yeah, very much as I said at the start, I think with this one I'm really just wondering if you make different choices, does it make the course as a whole a little better? Because I really like all the stuff that's there. It's flow of holes. I don't know. It's still not quite made. I like it. I just feel there's maybe. I still wonder if there's a way to get back to the ocean. Because not that I'm not enjoying these holes. I would love to see that one more time. was sure that was in. Subtle greens, love it. Okay, what have we got next? That said, the standard of golf I feel has been really high. I think. So I'm not sure whether I could have remembered all of the holes after a single playthrough, but because I'm so engaged in how I'm playing a shot and where I'm playing it to, you do remember a lot of them. This hole's fun and super quirky, but really works. Again, really cool green site. I love that you see these tees banked in. I am not sure this is the wind I wanted. Don't be in it. I suspect, I mean, that's a tough shot, but CCU wouldn't be putting that wind on this hole, I don't think. I thought it was funneling in more, and I called it. I'm not surprised to see this playing stroke 6 though, right? And in many ways I'm happy that it is. Okay, now we go back towards the ocean. And then we come straight, yeah, we kind of don't get there and then come straight back. Like I say that, I think that's, oh no. I think that's something you decided to do right at the beginning. Oh, we've got 180. Might be dicey. We'll take that all day. Again, I mean, this is the first one I think I've seen with like a proper tier, I guess. But even then, it makes sense with the green. I like that it's not just a hard tier of everything's raised up in this circle 2 feet, like 10 inches or 2 feet or whatever. There's a bit more to it than that. Oh, it tried. Nasty little slope at the end. Okay, last 3 holes. 4-3-5 is a good finish. Love a par 3 17th. This is a really fun tee shot. It just shows off all the good stuff again in the background. Just a kind of a grip it and rip it, but we're worrying whether we go through. I'm not sure about this. I've played it a couple of times now, and I feel if you're going to do this, make this bit fairway. So I don't think anyone's trying to hit that little shoot. I like that it's there. Oh, not a good tee shot. Although then again, you could have gotten away without it, just by where the fairway cuts off. Two very fast in a row. Excellent. Game loves recording and stream and playing a game at the same time. Okay, 24 feet down. This is a really good look into the backdrop as well. Oh, I knew I'd hit that a little too hard, chasing that. Well, we're going to have to make up that. I mean, I don't think this course does not play that tough. I've not holed anything. all went downhill with the short miss on 2. I've played it a number of times. I think for me, off blues certainly is tougher end of CC, which you specified. Off the whites, it's very gettable, and we've got a decent amount of wind. I'm just not playing well. I'm in between clubs. Come on, wind, help me out. No, did not get the bounce I wanted. I was hoping for a fast and bring it on in. But again, like, okay, I'm right between clubs, but you've given me options in which to get to the pins. I think that's one of the things I really appreciate about this course is for every slope that hurts you, like here, there's been at least one to help you. And we've got other linksy courses in the contest that I don't think have done that as well. God, this really matters now. I can't go over par on a playthrough. And yet, there we go. Okay, go on 18. I like this. Again, I wonder whether we could have given a little bit more space on the fairway either side of these bunkers to play away from. That bit's good. Maybe up here, just it's not much. Just looks a tiny bit narrow to my eye. Well, this is a conundrum. You go over. Love this little green entry. This sort of funnel down here. Try to do something similar on 17 at Blacksall, but I think you've done it better. Oh, the slow will work. I'm interested to see what club I've got in here. Yeah, very short par 5 today. Oh, don't miss it with a 9-iron. That's an awful swing line for you. Again, I think ground game works really nicely there. If I'm hitting my spot, it's great. If not, I'm kind of funneling off. So that's a lot of playing interest. That is the story of the round. Accidentally hitting putts too hard and missing. Well, there's the handicap going tumbling. Not that we care. Right, let's load up the scorecard and just talk through things I liked, things that... I mean, I've kind of said it all at the start and then didn't really need to say much again because it's essentially the same things, really. I think the main one is it plays really, really well. I do think we could have varied the pars or the lengths of holes a little bit if we look at that. I really liked this stretch from 9 through 13, and I'm not sure how many of those holes have changed, but maybe one of those 3 we could have lost and we could gain a bit more in variety. Certainly by the time I hit 12, it felt like we'd had one too many short fours in a row. If you swap one of those in for, I don't know, the length of your 15th, obviously not all kind of land is created equal and all of that, but where you're putting the holes, you know what I mean, just flow and variety. Other than that, par 3s are all, yeah, they felt really varied as we went. They're good variety of distances. I really like how you did the white tees versus blue tees, and sometimes they're off the same, sometimes they're slightly different. I thought that was done really, really carefully. Right, so yeah, I'm going to go through the rubric we've got. You won't get a score because I haven't been doing that with anyone else. Playability and shot values was outstanding. I can't really think of much I'd critique. I thought the green sloping was very thoughtful, hazards were well placed in a way that added to the interest of the holes rather than just punishing you. It made you aim to different spots or play different shots, which is what they should do. I loved the ability to work the ball into different pins or on greens, and I can say, having played I think all 4 pin sets now, you get a different feel for each hole on each different pin, and they're all really memorable as a result of that. And you definitely won't play the same shot on 2 different days into the same hole, which is exactly how a links should be. Technical execution, a couple of squiggles that we saw. That's really about it. I don't think it falls shy on that regard. I also thought it's worth highlighting the creativity and the way you have done pop bunkers, the way you've done the backdrop and creating those, the way you've built the dunes is outstanding. I don't think anyone does the dunes there better in terms of having them feel really natural and just rugged but without being OTT. Aesthetics and environment is the one you're going to fall down on, because I do think we could use the coast more, and I do think it could have used better planting, or rather more detailed planting. We know you can plant, it's just this one was a conscious choice not to, and yeah, it kind of works, and I know it's realistic, but empty doesn't tend to translate as well in this game as it could do. I really think this, yeah, I think that's what's going to hold it back, and I also suspect you knew that going in. Then the rating, flow, cohesion, variety of holes, all really good. Just that one little stretch that I mentioned. And 18 I can see playing very differently in different wind directions. Just happened to have it downwind and it was short. So yeah, that's kind of all I've got. I mean, I feel like, as with Bramfurley, I'd set it all within about 2 holes, and then it's kind of just playing through and enjoying it. I will say I could easily play 4 rounds on this in a row and find it engaging and really interesting. So yeah, best of luck, and yeah, really enjoyed it. Congrats.